Hello and welcome everybody. I am glad you're joining us today here on the Fort Walton Beach Chamber Business Forum here on Cox Channel 6, and we're glad you're joining us today. Today, as usual, we'll have three segments, and I'm excited that all three of our segments today are three of our annual sponsors at the Chamber, which everybody knows we could not do without. We appreciate every one of them, and they're a huge part of our Chamber and the success of our Chamber. And my first guest is not going to be a stranger to you. He is last year's chair of the board. He is the reason I'm sitting here talking to you today. I was his chair-elect when he was chair of the board. And it's Mr. Martin Owen with Resort Quest by Wyndham. Martin, what a pleasure to have you.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for having me, Mark.
How's everything going?
It's great. It's been a good summer. It's been a busy summer for us. We're coming to the end of it now. You know, Labor Day is when we see the great mass of our tourists going away. But no, it's been good. It's been exciting.
Well, I know from as we talked about off camera, lived here all my life, traveled these roads all my life, and I'm not sure, in fact, I'm pretty sure I've never seen traffic as congested as it has been this year, and even on weekdays, not just your Thursday, Friday typical arrivals, but Tuesdays, Wednesdays. So that equals good business for accommodations.
Well, it certainly does for us. I can't speak about our colleagues out there in other companies, but certainly for Resort Quest by Wyndham Vacation Rentals, it's been a great summer. We're up in both numbers in our what we call ADR, average daily rate, and the number of calls we're getting in. We've never had so many calls into our call center or onto our website.
Well, and I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but that can be contributed to obviously the job the marketing department is doing, which you were in charge of. Let's make sure we get that in there.
Yeah, it's all down to us.
And I guess you've probably got to give a little bit of credit to the slowly but surely coming back economy as well.
Yeah, I mean it's been interesting. If you go back to 2008, obviously there was the economy started to falter, and then we had the oil spill, and following that you then get into an element of people, pent-up demand, if you like, which came back. So we've had about 3 good years, three record years from that point of view. I think there's got to be a leveling out at some stage,
right?
Because you can't keep on pumping that in, particularly in the 100 days of summer. You know, our market down here for the whole tourist industry on the Emerald Coast revolves around those 100 days of summer from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Correct.
And it's principally the same people. It's the families and a drive market, a 5 to 10 hour drive market. Our growth is going to come outside that period, but that's not to say that we can't do more even in the summer, but the growth comes outside it.
And that brings up a good point, because I know down at the Chamber we're constantly working on it, or helping work on it, and I know in your business and in your job it's a tough nut to crack, but we are trying to crack it, and that's getting the people down here in what we call our shoulder season.
Sure.
And if we can ever crack that nut, look out.
Well, there's all sorts of ways that we can do it. You're not going to get the mass of tourists you get during the high season. I mean, that's so you're going after niche markets, I suppose. We will try and go after it, whether they're internationals, whether they're new markets, or whether they're people like golfers and tennis players and people like that from new areas. We're trying to work with the airlines coming into the area to get people to fly down here in the off season, so they don't have to spend 10 hours driving here.
Right.
We're looking at our locals. We were talking at the Chamber First Friday Coffee last week or whenever it was, a couple of days ago, about a program we've launched for the locals, where we're trying to get them to recognise that they can do things outside the high season as well. They can have staycations. I mean,
right.
One of the greatest times when your kids are back at school, take a condo on the beach. The main rush of tourists have gone. You can have a day on the beach yourself, and then you bring your kids in after school. They can play on the beach because the weather's still nice. Everything is great.
Exactly.
So that's a great way to have a vacation. And then we've got this loyalty program we brought out where the locals register with us, and then we'll send them special deals, not just for our coast, but we've got places in Orlando as well. So we've got one at the moment for Labor Day where they can get book 2 nights, you get 1 free. in Orlando. So that's a great little locals vacation, not too far away, that they can do. So we go after markets like that.
So tell our viewers how they get signed up on this program.
Well, you go either onto the website, and we've got a link that you go onto the website, which is it's difficult because it's secret. It's just for locals. So it's wyndhamvacationrentals.com/specials/locals HTM, or you get one of these, which you can get from the chamber or from our offices. Fill that in. We'll put you on the list, and then we'll email it. We'll email you your card, and then we'll email you weekly deals that come out. They could be a last-minute thing where we suddenly get a cancellation, maybe, and we can say, well, we've got a special home for you to stay in, or deals in Orlando, or a special deal just for locals along the coast.
It's better to give a good deal than let the room sit empty.
Yeah, there's that to it, but it also means that we're generating a market of people who wouldn't necessarily think about staying with us. It's keeping everything going during the season, so the locals are going to restaurants and things like that may not otherwise do. It also means they can bring in family and friends from outside. I mean, you think about Thanksgiving. Family wants to come and stay with you. Great. But you don't want them staying in the house. You'd like to get rid of them occasionally. So put them in a condo. You're still seeing them. They're still coming down here. You're getting a good rate. And we're getting people who wouldn't otherwise come here.
That sounds great. That's exciting. Before we run out of time, you're the regional. You're what they call the Gulf Region Marketing and Sales Director. Can you tell our viewers, if you know the number off the top of your head? I mean, Wyndham is a worldwide company. Everybody knows that. What numbers are we talking about here in our region as far as how many units do you handle here in the region?
My region goes from South Alabama to Panama City Beach and Orlando. And in the Gulf section, we've got from the Florida state line to Panama City Beach, I've got about 3,200 units.
3,200 units.
Yeah. Across the US, Wyndham Vacation Rentals have got north of 10,000 units. If you look at Wyndham Vacation Rentals worldwide, we're I think about 100,000 units. And Wyndham worldwide is the largest accommodation provider in the world. Everything from the Wyndham Grands through to Hojos and that sort of thing. So
they're everywhere.
We are. Can't get away from us.
That's exciting. Martin, I want to personally say thank you for everything you do for the Chamber, everything you've done for me, and to Resort Quest for their continued support and sponsorship at the Chamber, things like the Winter Guest Fest and everything y'all do to support the Chamber, you personally and the company, and it's greatly appreciated, and we're excited we could have you here today, bring back old memories from when you used to host the show last year. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. We get a lot out of the Chamber as well, and it's appreciated on our side as well.
That's great. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to bring back Apex Broadcasting to talk about some radio stations here in our local area. So stay tuned.